The recently ended school year was very challenging for many students, staff members, and for their families. The ongoing and currently surging COVID-19 crisis is creating a lot of uncertainty for the next school year. On top of that, childcare options, which were very limited in our county even before the pandemic, are even more scarce today, with little immediate relief in sight. Working families with very young and school-aged children who rely on both parents being employed are being squeezed as a result. As County Commissioner, what could you do to help these families? And I believe Mrs. Carricker, you're going first on this one, is that right? No, I got it wrong again. Commissioner O'Shaughnessy.
Okay, I'm unmuted now. Thank you for this question. And this is one that really hits home for me as a mother that had a son graduate from high school this year, as well as one who's going into 6th grade next year. This is something that we've experienced firsthand. As a commissioner, one of the things that I did early on, so this is very early on, was reaching out to our school districts to see what the school districts need and how the commissioners can assist them with the resources they need to ensure that the children have the resources they need to be successful. In Kittitas County, and specifically Upper County, I'm a little bit more familiar with the Cleon School District. One of the benefits we have is the smaller classroom sizes, as well as the bus routes. There's not as many kids intermingling with one another. So I am here as a support. We have school board members and superintendents that make very difficult and very hard decisions. But I do, as I had reached out earlier to our community, to our school districts, and reaching out to ask where their resources were lacking. I think that continues to be a role of county commissioner, is to support our school districts and to ensure that our children have all of the resources needed to ensure that they have a successful school year starting in the fall. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Carricker?
Thank you. So this is definitely not just a concern from COVID-19. Actually, Commissioner O'Shaughnessy happens to be a part of the Kittitas County Community Health Improvement Plan, which is a 6-year plan that started in 2018 to 2023. And in that plan, it discusses how we lack with childcare. It is something that we grossly lack. We do not have community activities for people of all ages, and we're seeing it exponentially. I haven't seen what vast improvement on this plan. We're 3 years into a plan. It discusses the issues that we have socially, economically. It discusses the growth and the poverty level, and it's got plans and an integrated plan to work with community members, but we're not applying that plan. And we need to be doing so more now than ever. And I've talked about this multiple times, is that community health is more than just medical. It's social and economic. And right now, we could be actively working on preventing what's going to happen this fall when school is supposed to go back into session, but the likelihood of it is not going to be full-time from what the school districts have said, and we're going to wait for it to be an emergency. We're going to wait for there to be a need for us to react instead of act now and be able to prevent what we see coming down the pike, ultimately. Metadata needs to be shared, and that's a concern for me just in the entire aspect of how we're handling COVID-19 and cases in Kittitas County. As of today at 5:21 p.m., we have had 2,885 negative tests out of 3,111 tests that have been done. There are 226 confirmed cases. Of our population, that's 0.004% of Kittitas County that has been infected by COVID-19. I think we need to look really strongly at the metadata and see how we can actually take back control in our own community and our own county so we can ensure that we're protecting those that call Kittitas County home. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Carricker. Mr. Martins.
Can you hear me?
Yes. I'll let you know if we struggle.
Okay, thank you.
You sound good.
We are looking at what could possibly be our new normal. We don't know what's going to come out of this. It's a clear case that we were hit with something and had to react to it, but we better be planning for it in the future. We don't know where schools are going to be going, but we have to be there to support our elected school officials. They're the ones that are going to make the decisions about the schools. We have to be there to make certain that they can, push their agenda forward. From my end, one of the ways we can do that, the thing that we are lacking the worst in Kittitas County now, is having broadband service that serves our rural upper county. Actually, our rural county or our entire county. We've got to be looking at the availability that's out there. I know recently, or over the past 20 years, fiber optic has been brought across this county. It's considered a dark network. We've got to figure out ways to access that network and start bringing it into making it usable for our county to provide the broadband service that we need. Could be that we're going to have a lot more homeschooling or schooling that goes into our homes as the new normal. We don't know. But to not plan is a deficiency that has been happening far too long in this county. Infrastructure is important. Now, mental health and all of the other things are definitely parts of the package. But we as county commissioners have got to turn around and make certain the community has the infrastructure in place to make it happen.
Thank you, Mr. Martins. Commissioner O'Shaughnessy, I believe you have a 30-second rebuttal.
Yes, thank you. Just a couple of things. In regards to child care facilities, that is something we continue to work on and continue to try to advocate for. That's something that is done through the Kittitas County Health Network. And also, in regards to the child care question, Kittitas County Board of Commissioners has, as I stated earlier, ensured that we are working with our school board members, and we have very capable school board members. Early on, there were, and I anticipate this being an option in the future, there was child care that was offered in the schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Mrs. Carricker, you have a 30-second rebuttal.
Thank you. One of the things that I would be using right now with the Ferguson group that we hired as a county back in April is to be ensuring grants. You talk about having a plan and taking decisive action for what we need in leadership in our county. There is a ton of grants out there that we could be going after to be getting the power in or underground and be getting fiber optics countywide. We wouldn't have to charge our constituents any cost in that. We could be going after grants and ensuring that if this new normal, which is the world's worst word in my world right now, happens this fall, that we can make sure that everyone has access to high-speed internet. Thank you.
Thank you.